The DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is one of those cameras that just makes me smile every time I use it. It's tiny, it's powerful, and it's just plain fun to use. But is it perfect? Not quite, but let's talk about it. My name is Bryce and welcome to my channel. In today's episode we are going to be reviewing the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I'm recording this full video on the camera so you can get a glimpse into what the camera can look like. I'm filming in 4K and in 24 frames per second. I also do have a quick video of my trip to Disneyland that will be on my channel as a short, so I will link it up there and you can go watch that. The DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is an amazing pocket-sized gimbal camera that promises to make capturing life's moments easier and smoother than ever. I have been using it for a little bit now and I've really tried to push it to its limits and see what it can and can't do. And over that time, I have some thoughts about it, so let's get into it. Let's start out with the positives. I love DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It has been the camera that I've used to film pretty much all of the videos on my channel. First off, the image quality is really impressive for such a small device. The footage is sharp, colors look good, and the gimbal stabilization is absolutely what you would expect from DJI. Smooth, steady, and cinematic. What I love most is how much fun it makes filming everyday life. You don't feel weighed down like you do with a big camera rig, but you still walk away with footage that feels elevated. That's really where this camera shines. It's the size plus the gimbal. It gives you shots that your phone just can't do. Now let's talk about the accessories. I recommend getting the full creator bundle because honestly, the battery on this camera is not amazing. I remember taking it out just with my friends walking around a city and it died just by walking around with it maybe like an hour. I'm just gonna be honest with you, it just didn't last a long time, whereas a camera could last a lot longer. Like my Canon G7X, that lasts way longer than this DJI Osmo Pocket just on its own. A part of the creator combo comes with an extra battery, it comes with the microphone. These are all great accessories that come along with this bundle. Yes, the bundle is super expensive. The camera in itself is expensive right now as well, but I recommend getting that creator bundle because ultimately these different little accessories add up really quickly if you buy them on their own as well. I think my favorite accessory in the creator bundle is the microphone that I'm currently using to film this video because honestly, it doesn't require you to plug it into your camera. The moment you turn on the camera, the moment you turn on your microphone, it connects automatically. And honestly, the audio sounds pretty good. If you don't get anything other than the camera, get this microphone. This microphone is amazing. Also, when we're talking about accessories, this case that it comes with is kind of horrible. I took this case to Disneyland and Universal Studios and it's super hard to just walk around with. Like I threw this in my pocket, but it didn't fit well and it's hard to close it down, throw it in here, and it doesn't fully protect it. Like as you can see here, the whole back is still exposed. It's not the most protective. So if I could say one thing, please DJI, if you're watching this video, please give your customers better protective gear because honestly, these are really expensive and wonderful tools to use to capture memories in life. So that brings me to the topic of the gimbal. The gimbal is definitely the thing that sets this apart from an iPhone. The gimbal makes your footage look incredible. It feels like one of the professional gimbals that you would buy from DJI. It feels really nice and it's very simple. Like you do not need a lot of experience to be able to use it. My one thing with the gimbal is that it feels kind of flimsy. Not in the sense that like it feels cheap or anything like that. It's a very fragile piece of gear. Like I would not want to throw this into my backpack without even having some sort of protective gear with it. You need something to protect it because for me, when I was trying to put it in my pocket without any piece of protection, feels like I'm gonna sit down and break it, or I'm gonna throw it in my backpack and it's gonna get smushed by a book or whatever else in my backpack and it's gonna break. It feels like one of those things where you twist it the wrong way, it is going going to break. So that is one thing to keep in mind. The gimbal doesn't, at least in my opinion, feel like the strongest of pieces of gear. Keep in mind, if you're going to buy this camera, you might need to find some sort of protective gear to protect your expensive investment. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to give you all of my opinions. One thing that I did come across when using this camera, I could be possibly using it wrong, but one thing that I noticed was the startup and power down speed. It's not horrible. It's not super slow, but I think when you're talking about a pocket-sized camera, it needs to be fast. It needs to be something I can turn off, turn on really quickly, and that turn off system where it counts down for like 2 or 3 seconds for if you want to go vertical, that's just a whole nother step that you really don't need when you're trying to throw it into your pocket or into a backpack when you're trying to walk around. Or the startup setting is really not super slow, but it's just that small amount of time that is just slightly too slow. It needs to just be sped up just a tiny bit because you're in the moment, you're trying to turn your camera on, and it's just taking that little moment to cycle in and turn the camera. All of those little moments eat up time, especially when we're talking about cameras for everyday capturing life is a problem. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the settings of the camera. I spent some time diving really deep into the settings of this camera, and here's the thing. DJI did a really good job of making it streamlined for beginners. It's super easy to just power it on and hit record and get really great looking footage. I really do believe the basic settings are very easy and quick to learn. But if you're a professional, you will notice some of those missing controls. Unfortunately, the Osmo Pocket 3 has professional settings, but aren't as deep as a mirrorless or cinema camera. Of course, I'm not saying this little camera needs to be as important as my Canon R6. I know that there's truly a difference between this, and it's one of the reasons why I truly can't say this can be my everyday camera, but it is a great piece of gear. I really do appreciate having some professional settings. It allows me to change the exposure. It allows me to change the color settings. These are professional settings that are really important, but as a professional, I can see the drawbacks if you're trying to use like really full manual controls. In the next part, we're going to compare this camera to an iPhone or a phone in general. If you compare it directly to footage from a flagship smartphone, sometimes it looks pretty similar. But here's the difference. The Osmo Pocket 3 has a permanently attached gimbal. That's truly what sets this apart from a phone. Yes, you can buy the gimbal for a phone. That's just another thing you have to carry. Even the best phones struggle to replicate the kind of fluid cinematic movement you get on this camera. It definitely elevates your footage where a phone can't do that on its own. So overall, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is not flawless. The case isn't great, the gimbal feels delicate, and the startup screen could be smoother. Let me be honest with you, it's not going to replace your cinema camera, and it doesn't have the pro level settings that a filmmaker might want. But here's why I love it. This camera, it's small, it's fun, it lets you capture life without overthinking. If you want something that fits in your pocket and it gives you buttery smooth footage and just makes filming enjoyable. But overall, this camera is an amazing piece of technology, and it is such a small camera setup that if you're a vlogger, if you're a person that just goes around with your camera, it makes it so much easier, or forget that you're talking to a camera, or feels much more filming on your phone where it's not intrusive and big and bulky, whereas you would have like a big Joby Gorilla Pod and a big DSLR camera that Casey Neistat used to use. This small setup with a small microphone is all that you need to get 4K footage. Let me end this video with my advice. If you're going to get one, grab the Creator Combo. It's definitely worth it. It's the version that actually unlocks the best experience with this camera. If you found this review helpful, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button. It really does help me out. Hopefully you guys got something from this video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.